It was the first class, and they patterned after West Point and Annapolis, but they took it a step further. And they had these 300 young guys that they had selected from across the country, and they said, we're going to see what we can get out of them. How much can they do? They brought in first and second lieutenants from the Air Force, and they were our upperclassmen. So we learned from their example. They were our role models. The Berlin Wall went up when I was a cadet. The Berlin Wall came down when I was a 3-star general in the Air Force. So I saw those sorts of things, the Berlin Wall up and the Berlin Wall down. The Berlin airlift was carried out. Supersonic flight, moved from a propeller-driven Air Force to a jet-driven Air Force, a bigger Air Force. The development of nuclear deterrence happened during my life in the Air Force. So there were a lot of changes. It was, when I retired, dramatically different Air Force, but it's still filled with great young people that have volunteered. It's an all-volunteer force. That's been one of the biggest changes. It's an all-volunteer force. Everyone that wears a uniform is a volunteer. Here am I. Send me. I want to serve. That wasn't always the case, and there's a different attitude. When I'm here because you're going to draft me if I don't join, I come with a different attitude than I'm here because I want to serve. Later, when I retired, I was commander as a 4-star general of the United States Air Forces in Europe. So I was responsible for the operation, the effective operation of all of those bases. I'd get up in the morning, I'd go to work, I'd look at my inbox and see what the challenges for the day were. I'd call in my staff, we'd discuss them, what we ought to do, if anything, and we would do it. Life was a constant flow of interesting challenges. We moved, my wife and I moved 33 times in our military and church career. Well, they handled it very well. They just lived their lives. And we moved. I worried about the moving, but they didn't worry about moving. But our 4 sons all joined the Air Force and had Air Force careers. My proudest moment of service was probably when I was part of the retirement of sons from the Air Force, and I got to retire them. And I was proud that they had volunteered to serve and served well and served long and faithfully. And I was a part of their retirement. I love the United States Air Force. I love the opportunity I had to serve as a brand new Air Force cadet through till I raised my hand to retire. And I loved it. Every assignment. I was fortunate. I had great assignments. And I love the United States Air Force.